Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Man, I think I don't even have to tell you what news is up there right now. But I'll give you a hint. You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So we was told all along just to sit and chill. Hold on for a minute. We gonna get the deal. I heard all along that you fit the bill. So what the hell wrong with 50 mil? Alarm went off when you sleeping still. Big ass dude can't keep it real. Hey, what the hell wrong with 50 mil? Boom, 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 boom. Gotta give you a long version of the circus song. Did I tell y'all a long time ago? Boom, boom, playing it. Lucky I can't turn around and on the back it should be in February. I told you in February. It's gonna be a circus because it's just a smoke screen the whole time. So let's just have fun with it instead of being upset about it. Because we really knew it was gonna happen anyway. It's obvious for anybody, and who cares who doesn't believe at this point? Because something got to be wrong with you. We know Anthony Joshua, our heavyweight champion, got 3 belts versus Deontay Wilder, got 1 belt. The mega fight is officially off. We knew it was going to be off. The WBA came in and said, hey, we can't wait to Friday because we have Alexander Povetkin, who is so deserving, and we have to make sure that fight happens instead of a unification fight. Ridiculous. We know it. That's why we got to get that circus music. Y'all want to hit the lyrics one more time? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to play them back, right? It's a circus. We knew it. Hey, brothers, at the end of the day, what the hell is wrong with 50 million, right? If you ain't going to fight for 50 million, then you ain't going to fight at all. So, we're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff up in this video. It's just ridiculous. But, you get to get a scenario. You guys know how it is. You're a sport guy. You watching your sport, whatever it is. But we're talking boxing right now. So you watching boxing, and sometimes, with casuals, or maybe your lady might come sit next to you, watch a little boxing for a little bit. Probably don't know that much, or something like that. But after about 15 minutes of watching any sports, boxing, basketball, whatever you're watching, and if the casual sits next to you, they gonna probably ask you who's the best. Hey, who's the best? And then they're gonna expect an answer from you because you've been sitting there for years. You're supposed to be able to tell somebody who comes in who's the best. But in boxing and in the heavyweight, we cannot do that. You understand? So that person's gonna look at you like, "What? Are you kidding me? You're wasting your time. Why are you watching something that you don't want to know who the best is? Then you probably are wasting your time. You probably just ask the man out. If you like somebody that much, you don't care if he's the best or not, or at least try. But that's just something that a casual fan is gonna freak out when you can't be able to tell them that. Just think about it. So when somebody asks me who the best heavyweight is right now, my answer is categorically Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? It's categorically Deontay Wilder. Not even a question. Hasn't been for a while anyway, since the beginning of these negotiations, and since I've been seeing who wants to fight who. You just see it. So, if you're paying attention and you're not biased in any way, some people try to say, hey, you're American in this case. If I'm talking about John Golovkin, then I'm black, right? Because he won't fight nobody, right? And I'm black guy. So if I'm talking about Anthony Joshua not wanting to fight Deontay Wilder, then I'm a Yankee. And if I'm talking about Canelo never beating anyone in the 160-pound division and not being the best 154-pounder, then I don't know what I am then. But it's always going to be something except the point. So when you want to add what I am, then you might want to put right on there. That's what I am. I'm right in this case right here. So that's what it is. So when you get to this decision for the WBA, let's get back to some business. WBA coming in saying that this fight has to happen with Povetkin. They should be investigated by some neutral entity to be investigating as to why. They should be able to have to answer to someone. Why? Why does that have to happen? Well, you can wait for 3 or 4 days, and when you know in negotiations that basically, Deontay Wilder has been insulted. He's accepting things he should not have accepted anyway. It's obvious. So when you see someone doing the other one wrong, you're gonna step on their side, you know, instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna let Deontay Wilder get that fight. And matter of fact, the one after that, so he can get paid too. If any kind of thing, if you just neutral, don't when you're neutral, don't you go for the underdog? I know I do. And when you watch somebody being disrespected in negotiations and still accepting just to have the fight to cement their legacy and fight and have one champion, I think you would might want to jump on his side if you don't have anything else going on. But to get in the way of that fight, the WBA needs to be investigated. And another thing I'm going to say here too is the Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder fight. Like I told you, oh, it's good to have it on. Bam! It ain't happening in February either. It's probably not going to happen. First of all, both of these guys are going to lose. I'm not, it's not, this happened. My favorite heavyweight, Lennox Lewis, got clipped. I've seen Rottman clipped him, right? Oliver McCall clipped him, but he got up. They should have that fight. I still got an attitude about that. He was going to be able to weather that storm from McCall, get serious the next round, and take him out. But Rothman got it for sure. Clipped, got up and beat up everybody, right? These guys can get beat. There is in this fight, it won't be this big again. Deontay Wilder has told Anthony Joshua, you're going to regret turning down $50 million. You think it's going to be okay, but this is still heavyweight boxing, right? And the time is now to get that. So I don't know how that's going to be going forward. I'm just telling you like this, that should have happened now. Somebody better get over to WBA and make them have to answer to why this had to happen right now. Make them have to answer to someone neutral. Give us a explanation, because it can't be Povetkin being so deserving, right? Povetkin should have to fight Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz to be able to fight Joshua, in my opinion. Or Dillian White should have to fight Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz to be able to fight Deontay Wilder. But it's not happening, right? So let me just make sure of this. I've seen some people already rejoicing, fans rejoicing that this is not happening. So those will not be considered boxing fans, right? Your only emotion that should be out there right now should be disappointment, right? And you should be disappointed in a person that doesn't want to fight that bad. You should be disappointed that the fight just won't happen, right? So, but if you're not, I don't know what your emotions are, right? There's something wrong there. We're talking boxing here. Now, the Povetkin and Joshua fight, I've said it before, right? I probably won't be watching that live. I don't think I'm going to say much about it leading up, because I just know how it happened. It's similar to Canelo and Golovkin. I know Golovkin didn't fight anybody on May 5th when he had opportunity to. I know Canelo's coming off a doping issue and shouldn't be in a lucrative fight directly. Those are things I think that just are not correct, and I can't support things like that. I've always been that way. I can't, right? It won't happen. It won't happen. I can't ignore all those guys in the middleweight division like they're not there and talk about this Canelo and Golovkin fight like it's something big. So it's impossible for me to know that Alexander Povetkin is the guy who was doped several times. Matter of fact, he would be on Deontay Wilder's ledger already if he was not doped. Deontay Wilder was already in England training to go to Russia, and he gets doped. Alexander Povetkin, that guy is in the middle of this fight, right? He would have been beaten already by Deontay Wilder, but he messed that up and had to pay Deontay Wilder his biggest purse, $4.5 million, right? For messing up that fight. And then he messes up another fight, elimination, to get back to Wilder would be Bermane Stiverne. So to be able, as a sanctioning body, to look Deontay Wilder in his eyes and say, Alexander Povetkin will be the reason you can't fight Anthony Joshua. And you expect someone who knows that to be able to enjoy myself watching Alexander Povetkin versus Anthony Joshua. It's impossible for my character. It's impossible, guys. I'm not of that cloth. Never have been. So I don't know how much I will be saying about that fight. I will say this: if something very pertinent comes up, a doping issue or something, let's make sure these guys are both in random doping test. That would interest me. I could probably bring that up. But I can't see another scenario to where I would be hyped about that fight, right? And I don't know who to even lean for. Either one of these guys are on my list of I'm not with you list. You understand? And at this particular time, I would probably be likely towards Povetkin only because I told you my rule applies when I'm indifferent, then I go for the underdog. And the underdog here is your boy, right? So I don't really know how to act in that case. So let's just see how that happens. Now, let me just make sure that everybody gets something clear. You know, most people think that Deontay Wilder is going to knock Joshua out, and that's probably what happened. You know, they don't really want that to happen. Let's be real. You know, for the English guys, Dubois, your boy coming up, who's a bad boy, right? The next prospect that England has, which is a good one. He's undefeated. Everybody's been knocked out. He sparred with Anthony Joshua. The rumor has it that he's knocked Joshua out, definitely down. And he says Deontay Wilder will knock Anthony Joshua out. Chris Arreola, of course, has said he'd knock him out. Fury, so many people, right, believe that. And I think that, you know, they're not crazy. These are boxers, gentlemen. These are boxers, right, that are boxing now, currently. Right? Some of them have sparred with either or both. And those people are coming out. Less and less people believe Anthony Joshua will win this fight. But that doesn't matter. It's like I've said before, Anthony Joshua's 6'6", 250 pounds and can fight. So if he gets you hurt and he's, you know, he has something in the ring that he doesn't have so much outside of the ring, but I've seen it. When Anthony Joshua gets hit in the ring, some other creature comes out. Okay? Some other creature comes out, and that's a bad boy. That boy is like, come here. Yeah, is that all you got? That kind of dude comes out with Anthony Joshua. I've seen it. So it's not like I'm oblivious to Anthony Joshua because if you mess around and don't knock him out, you're getting knocked out. So there's a scenario on both sides. It's not like I think this is, wow, this is runaway. I just think that one guy wants it way more than the other guy. And that's just the bottom line. So let me make sure that this is clear. This fight is probably off forever or for a long, long time. Just like Anthony Joshua said months ago, or maybe about a year ago. He can see it in 220 or something. He said it then, right? And the reason why that's going to happen now is because all of these things that Deontay Wilder agreed to, you know, 12.5 million right here, right? That's what y'all going to offer me right here. We can offer you 50 million right here. Cat Williams on everybody, you know, right? We got to go to UK right here. All those stipulations that Deontay Wilder agreed to, that was to have the fight now. Those things are going to be off the table, and it's really cool because I was going to name this video, you know, that this fight might not never happen now because of negotiation. Then I'm hearing the Deontay Wilder interview, your boy 78 Sports interviewing him, right? Checking it out. And Deontay Wilder said that at the end of his interview, you know, because these things are off the table. And that was real cool, right? It was, you know, unfortunately I didn't upload this before I listened to that. Sometimes I listen to some of my favorite uploaders before, but normally after I do my own thing. You know what I mean? But hearing that when it's Deontay Wilder being interviewed, this is the heavyweight champion of the world, and my boy is real. Period. So I'm gonna hear what he's got to say, and it's what it is. These things are off the table, which means you're not going to offer and insult this guy, man again with 12.5 million or some kind of flat fee, like you're so much more entitled than he is, right? That's all going to be off the table. America was able to get that 50 million together, but let me make sure, right? That's going to be all of those things are off the table. These are going to be new negotiations. So who knows? If the people still feeling entitled over there, it might not ever happen now. Let me make something clear. In America, we got our isms. You know, we got a little racism going on. You know, and black fighters having a problem, you know, not being seen how they should be seen. But at the end of the day, it's like if you just be real. You know, let's be real for a second. You see a black fighter, hey, we have a good black fighter. Okay, and what else is new? You know, there's a lot of them. You know what I mean? You know, we don't have a white champion right now, and that's probably a little issue. We should, be, you know, we need a white American champion somewhere in some weight division, someone, you know, just so everybody can be happy a little bit and see one of their own kind. But that's a problem. But let me tell you something about America, though. We can have our problems, our issues with each other. Don't nobody from outside come in here messing with us. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen with Deontay Wilder sooner or later. It's like, wait a minute, we saw him, some people pushing up on him wrong, acting like America don't have resources. Okay, we can hate on Wilder, but don't you do it. That might happen, right? And I see it happening in a little bit more in articles. So most of the articles are at least starting to say how the negotiations went, which means they're mentioning the 50 million that was offered. You have some that will just say, well, the negotiations fell through, right? That's not good enough anymore. The negotiations didn't just fall through, right? They didn't. Make sure that people know that a fight for 50 million was on the table, and that was not a flat fee. Could have been way more than that, right? Make sure that was mentioned. And when these things are starting to happen, and when that happens, that's good enough for me. As long as Deontay Wilder gets recognized as being the guy who's the baddest one, and that's cool. Then if Deontay Joshua can do what he does over there, and England's okay with it, or most people, and he's still filling stadiums without having to take this risk, then at the end of the day, you really can't blame the man. You know what I'm saying? Like we told it, business is supply and demand. If the fans are saying that that's okay with us, we'll support you. We're gonna, you know, like I said, the fans are already rejoicing. Hey, Deontay, go fight whoever. The a dude driving the Uber. Go Deontay Wilder. Go, you know, go back and fight a guy. You know, it doesn't matter who. You know, and making you a little money like Deontay Wilder's sucking for money. Wrong answer. He's doing just fine. Okay, and the man can sleep. Right, because that's who you have to impress first. People is the guy when you brushing your teeth. That guy in the mirror. That's who you got to press first. So Deontay Wilder has impressed himself first, and he's nothing. You know, he knows what time it is, so he's okay. He has enough money, and everybody around him is doing just fine. It's not like he needs Anthony Joshua. It would have been great, but as long as everybody knows what time it is, then that's what you're gonna have at the end. But like I said, let's not start talking about that fight no more because it's probably not going to happen because under those conditions, those were extreme things that Deontay Wilder was agreeing with, and you know it was just really extreme. And there's no reason ever again to let that happen to him. That was your opportunity, and that's what he means by you're probably gonna regret not taking 50 million. Whatever. This video is all over the place, but at the end of the day, it's a big, big situation. It's a big occasion where we didn't get a unification fight for undisputed heavyweight champion because it didn't happen because we're going to let fight Alexander Povetkin. Doing sports talk worldwide, and I'm up out of here, y'all. Crazy.